Dawn of going back to square one. 72 hours remain. Hey everybody, it's Chugga welcome back to more Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. In the last episode, we landed the slaying blow on Majora, who is no more. In this episode, though, there was a mask that we obtained from Majora. Yes, Majora's other mask, which is the Fierce Deity's mask. What I'm gonna do now is not turn into a Goron. As you see, we cannot use this mask. However, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna warp around to the different temples because you can actually use this mask solely in boss rooms. So, that is why I did not want to show all the boss fights a couple videos ago, because, or rather 3 videos ago now, because I did not want to make it too redundant, where we would be, you know, going there, fighting the boss, only to come back and go there and fight the boss a few videos later. I wanted to make the land peaceful before finishing the game like I always do, so that, you know, the dispute would be settled at the mayor's office. You know, all 4 of the compass directions would be purified again. So there'd be pretty much no evil left in the land, and it would be as peaceful as it could be, and that would be how we'd leave Termina. But here in a revisit to Termina, let's go ahead and take down these bosses once more. But this time using the power of the Fierce Deity's mask. Now, I did say that it was the most powerful mask of them all, and believe me, it is. You can only get this mask if you got 100% in masks. You need to get 100% in masks. You have to have every single mask, excluding the Fierce Deity's mask, of course, to get this. Unfortunately, I don't have very much magic, and having a lot of magic would really help for this, though. So, unfortunately, well, you know what? Let's see if we can get some magic on the inside, because there are some bushes as soon as we walk in, or rather some pots. No, fairy. Of course, the one time you don't want a fairy, you get one. Alright, there's some magic right there. Not bad. So, here we go. Off to fight a doll woman. Now, you thought we destroyed him before easily? Wait till you see this. Meet Fierce Deity Link. This has the most powerful sword in the game, the Fierce Deity Sword, which, if you have magic, you can shoot sword beams a la Zelda 1. I'll see you like this. That's it. Now that we're at Snowhead Temple, ready to take on Goat using the Fierce Deity, we fall off a cliff. I'd like to talk about the Fierce Deity's origins. Now, I don't mean developmental origins, I basically mean possible explanations for its origin. Now, when we got it from Majora, Majora referred to it, not in these exact words though, but as the true bad guy. That can mean one of 2 things. Now, as we know, Majora's evil magic was sealed away in its mask. It could be that this is the spirit, the spirit in this mask sealed Majora away and it's a hero of some sort. But it could also mean that it really was just that bad of a thing, that it was just so evil that even Majora saw it as a greater evil than itself and referred to it as the true evil. It could be either or, really. The manga does have a very vague explanation for it, though, but I don't really consider that canonical material. So, yeah. And also, I want to say something. I have not finished Skyward Sword at the time of recording this, though, so if there's anything in Skyward Sword that further explains the Fierce Deity, please refrain from posting it in the comments. Just asking you nicely. Now, there is also the matter of the Fierce Deity's item description saying, could the magic in this mask be as evil as Majora? If it is indeed evil, I do have a bit of an explanation for that. Some people might wonder, why could Skull Kid not remove a mask as evil as Majora, but Link would be able to remove the Fierce Deity's mask? it was stated that Skull Kid really did not have as strong of a will or as strong of a heart, and it could just be that Link has a much stronger will, so he'd be able to fight back against the evil in the mask and control the power that it has, using it for good. That's personally what I think. And you know, this is all theories. I'm not stating any of this is fact, though, but that's pretty much all I really have to say about possible origins of the Fierce Deity. But yeah, Goat. For the 4th time we're fighting you in this project. Hello, Goat. I must really like this boss. And I like how 3 attempts later, Link still does not learn to not get in the way when it starts running. But with that, you're now the Fierce Deity once more. Alright, like this. Go ahead and send him as the Goron, turn into the Fierce Deity, and just slash away. There you go. That is the best way to do this. Like I said, easier to fight with the Goron, though, but if you want the best way to fight with the Fierce Deity, there you go. So now, off to Great Bay Temple to fight Gjorg. Now, I guess while we're doing this, I could talk about the Fierce Deity's origins more on a development level. In early beta screenshots of this game, we can see that at one point in time there was planned to be an adult Link mask in this game, and in fact, Stone Tower Temple was originally going to be a much different place. Originally, it was planned to switch between child and adult Link using the adult Link mask, much like how Ocarina of Time worked, but just a lot more convenient without having to go to the Temple of Time to switch. This idea was scrapped because it was viewed as redundant, though, because you used many of Adult Link's items throughout the game, and they really couldn't think of many things for Adult Link to do that you couldn't do as a kid now. Because in this game, you're a few years older, you're not really much of a child anymore, and you use a lot of Adult Link's items. So it seemed kind of redundant, though, so they scrapped the idea, and Adult Link's mask was removed from the game. However, they wanted to salvage that source material in some way, and the Adult Link's mask became the Fierce Deity's mask. In doing so, the Fierce Deity's mask, they decided to make it basically the reward for 100%. This was done as one of the very last things in the game's development, which was pretty cool. And yeah, that's pretty much how the Fierce Deity's mask works. And to further prove this, for those of you who like hacking games apart, you can actually prove this for yourself. All you have to do is just hack it so that Fierce Deity Link can use items besides the sword. The game will crash on most of them being used. There we go, sorry about that. The game will crash upon most of them being used, but if you use items like the Ocarina, he has the same animation as Adult Link using the Ocarina, but there's no instrument in his hands, meaning that he was probably originally planned to also play the Ocarina. And if you use the bow, the item will fully work, which is an Adult Link item from Ocarina of Time. The Adult Link items will usually work, however, it's mainly the Kid Link items that will make the game crash, because there was no data even for that in Ocarina of Time, though. So, if you want further proof that that is what the case was, that's it. But, now that we've done that, time to go up to the Great Bay Temple, and let's rematch Gjorg. I will openly say, Goat wasn't really much of a change. Don't worry, this will be. Now, I like doing this. Oh, whoa! I went through the wall! Okay, that was unexpected. But yes, now you know a lot more about Fierce Deity. Like I said, it's not really given much origin in game though, so I figured I'd just talk about developmental origins as well as a few other things. But yes. Now for Gjorg. Now this fight, yeah, this fight is made really, really easy, even if Goat wasn't, like I was saying. Gargantuan masked fish, Gjorg! I used to say Garganton masked fish Gjorg when I was younger, but like I said, I'd seen people play this game, I just hadn't played it myself. And look at this, look at that. Chop up the fish. Chop up that fish. Look at that, already spitting out his, her, it babies through its mouth like it's Kazooie. When you're a Fierce Deity Link, all these areas just seem so small, just because of how tall you are. You're like 8 feet tall, I swear. There we go. That's it. Gjorg didn't even get a chance to use an attack. Drop on the deck and flop like a fish! And that's it. Now, the Twin Mold fight, unlike Goat, is not helped at all by the Fierce Deity, because you have to be locked on to use the sword beams. And the thing is, Twin Mold doesn't really fight actively. It just is kind of minding its own business, and you just hit it around. And because of that, the random nature of the Twin Mold fight, where it just randomly flies around, like I said, Fierce Deity really does not help that fight. So rather than do that, I think we should just go straight to Majora. So I'll see you guys at the moon in just a moment. So we'll get to see this now. The true evil, as Majora calls it, versus Majora. Yeah. Should be exciting. That looks really cool, and I didn't even intend for that. The camera's inside of a recovery heart while I'm playing the song. 521, 522, 523, 524, 525, 526, 527, 528, 529. Oh hey, look, it's time for the bar to open. Now, before going, just to be on the safe side, in case I don't run, just so I don't run into magic, I'm going to be picking up a Chateau Romani. Because the Fierce Deity's form relies on magic to use its sword beams, and I would really, really hate to not be able to show off those sword beams while fighting Majora. So we're going to go ahead and have a drink. I'll get the Chateau Romani. Darn right, I'm a grown-up. I wear a cow on my head. That's great. If I have to wear that thing when I become a grown-up, then I just want to stay a kid. Shut up. I am a grown-up and you're not. As you can see here, the lines actually change a little bit, though, because Tattle already knows what's going to happen. It's like, you know, just leave it to your sister while you're going in, aren't you? It's actually kind of cool. Can't do anything down here, let's go. So you see, Tattle becomes a lot braver. I've been thinking this ever since I joined you. You never want to give up, you always want to try. I admire you. So yes, the lines actually change if you've already done this, which is pretty cool. I just always thought that was a nice little detail. So, right here, back inside of the moon. One last thing to do. And that is that we are going to rematch Majora with the power of the Fierce Deity instead of using our own power. So here we go. Will you play with me? You have only weak masks. So you'll play? Yes. Well, shall we go? Let's put this on. Look at that armor. Fighting Majora's Mask as the Fierce Deity! Step 1! Z target. Step 2, press B, press B, press B, press B, press B, press B! That is the gist of this fight. Just press B, pretty much. As you can see, they die with one slash of the Fierce Deity sword, the other masks do. So no worries about that. You can just keep slashing away. Majora cannot effectively defend against your blades because they hit from all sides. There is no real way that enemies can even defend against that attack. No shield can block those beams. Alright. Now for Majora's Incarnation. As you can see here, that took a whole 3.5 seconds. And now for the final battle.